Gamers and viewers, welcome back. Today we'll be talking about a new game that just came out. It's called Remember Me. The game itself is a third-person melee combo action game. It plays the main character, Nilin, who is standing in line to get her memory wiped. She doesn't know where she is or why she's being forced to wipe her memory, but before it's gonna happen, she's pretty much saved by a character named Edge, who is part of a resistance group called the Errorists. She pretty much discovers that she's in the sewers of Neo Paris. The year is 2084 and she's attacked by Leapers. Leapers are basically memory addicted humans who've taken in so many memories they've basically mutated over time. Pretty much with the guidance of Edge, she's able to meet up with her contact Tommy, who gives her all her stuff, and basically she's back in business to take down the group Memorize, who are trying to wipe her memory. And at the same time, she is also trying to regain the missing memories that are lost from her. The graphic for this game is nothing groundbreaking. It doesn't have state-of-the-art physics or anything like that, but it is quite decent. The amount of details, if you look all over the place, you can see that it's definitely Neo Paris. It looks quite cool if you like the art direction. You'll notice a lot of, technological advances. You'll pretty much see the game through the eyes of Nilin. So basically, a lot of the world you're looking around you will have words popping up everywhere, so it kind of gives it that, interface sort of feeling, so it doesn't make it feel so barren. Aesthetically, the game is quite pleasing. You'll notice, a lot of the details. People are cooking, there's cyborgs doing a job of humans, and basically humans are just relaxing or doing their own thing. So if you take a look at the details, that's pretty well done at that point. Aside from the decent graphics to this game, the thing I'm going to compliment the most about this game that's actually giving me goosebumps is the music to the game. The music is really nice if you enjoy these type of music. It's got that very cyberpunk theme going for it. Aside from the music composed for the game, the voice acting is pretty decent for this game also. It's pretty good. The other thing that's really good for this game is going to have to be the dialogue and the story, which is really heavily focused on for this game. The way the game is told, the story-wise, is pretty much cinematic-like, so you'll get this very immersive feeling from it. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the gameplay of the game. The gameplay of the game controls are pretty fine. I chose to use keyboard and mouse. I could have used controller for it to make it easier, but it was just as easy with a keyboard and mouse. I would have to say the gameplay is a pretty much weak point of the game because the game actually introduces a combo system where you can mix up certain moves like punch or kicks, and from there you memorize certain combos. So if it's a punch, it's on your left mouse click. If it's a kick, it's on your right mouse click. There's also dodging with the space bar, and then you're also aided by 5 different special moves that you'll get later on in the game as the time progresses. If you look at the combo list, you can put different moves in there. All it does really is change up the animation, which doesn't do much, but each of the colored moves are going to have a specific stats buff to it, or debuff, if you want to call it that. Red is going to be damage, the purple are going to help you regenerate your time on your special skills, orange moves is to heal you, and blue at the end of the combos is to chain up whatever combos you've done and give you a better, harder hitting move. But basically, by mixing up all these moves around, you can pretty much chain up certain combos on your enemies. What's going to happen is that when you're fighting enemies, it's very, very timing sensitive, especially with the combos. And basically, by left clicking, right clicking, you do certain combos. And when you're in the middle of it, enemies tend to attack you from all directions. You'll have to dodge with the space bar, and if you dodge incorrectly, what's going to happen is that you'll lose your combo, or you can't continue it, depending on how your timing is. The only time you'll know enemies is going to attack you is when you see those red exclamation marks that pop up, so you have to avoid them. The thing is, they pop up from everyone at all times, so it can ruin your combo easily. So when you're in the middle of a combo, you have to time it correctly and beat up your enemies, or you're going to lose it. The most annoying thing about this whole combo system is a message that I cannot turn off no matter what I did in this game. It's at the bottom of the screen. Basically, it pops up every time you do the combo wrong. It'll tell you, hey, it's basically the tutorial that says you're doing the combo wrong. Guess what? Try again, link up the combos, and this tutorial pops up every time you play the game. It's pretty annoying, so there was no option to turn that off. Don't know how to do it. So I guess the only way to stop it is to do your combo correctly. That's the only way to do it. But as a gamer, you shouldn't be seeing that message every time you do it wrong, because stuff like that happens. You're not perfect. Most of the enemies you'll be fighting pretty much is going to be the mutants, the memorize people and the other robots that they'll send after you. So pretty much they'll do all types of things to annoy you and beat the crap out of you and stop your combos. But pretty much from there, the cool little detail I like about the game is definitely how the music dramatically changes on how well you do your combos in combat, which is pretty cool to notice. Now later, as you progress in the game, you'll unlock 5 different moves for the game. You'll notice, all you have to do is press Q, in my case, and you basically choose the move. It's on the radio, and basically pull it off on your enemies, and you'll have to use these moves to actually fight certain enemies because they'll get pretty tough when they start surrounding you. The other weapon in the game later on you'll uncover is called a spammer. It'll shoot projectiles. It'll pretty much help you move certain things around and do puzzles. Another con about the game would have to be the linearity of the game. They didn't do much to hide it. The fact that you'll be pretty much shown the way the entire game. There's always these little arrows that pop up and show you the way. You pretty much have to jump at it and follow it to where you need to go. And I definitely gotta say, there's quite a few jumping in this game that basically just hold your hand all the way, so it's really bland. At least the scenery is nice. Aside from the fighting aspect play, you'll also be treated with the stealth aspect of the game, which isn't much of a stealth really. It's patrolling robots. You'll have to sneak past them. If they see you in their spotlight, you'll pretty much die from it. And there's also going to be puzzles you can solve, memories to be pulled up, basically your chase memories, steal them, and know exactly what to do or where to go. The coolest thing about the gameplay element is definitely going to have to be the remixing of people's memory, and it only happens 4 times in this game. What kind of happens, you'll get played a little clip, and from that clip you'll watch the memory, and you can pretty much modify the memory by finding these glitch in the matrix. But basically you'll see these glitches, you'll stop the memory for a bit, you'll look at it and you'll tinker with stuff, and that basically changes the story. It's a really interesting concept. I would like to definitely see more of it. It's unfortunate, like I said, it only happens 4 times during the gameplay. As usual, my final verdict about the game is that the game is about 8 to 10 hours. You're gonna pay for the console version of the game $60. PC version of the game you can probably get it for $35 at the cheapest, but most places are having it for $50. The value of the game, it's up to you how you determine that, but there is no replayability to the game really, besides trophies and pretty much replaying the story again, since there isn't any online play at all. So to me, my value is pretty much, I thought that it wasn't worth the $60 or $50 that you would have to pay for it. $35 sounds about alright. The game itself is really not that bad. You do get a great story out of it and good dialogues. However, the gameplay could have definitely been improved on, and the whole remixing concept definitely would have been better if they added more of those and hide the fact that the game is very linear. If all those parts were polished up, this could have been a potential big hit right here. So in the future, hopefully they'll work on the cons of the game and make it a much better game. Aside from that, all I gotta say is I did enjoy the story, played what I played and finished it. So if you like what you saw, if you wanted a cyberpunk type of game with melee combat, and it's pretty linear, if you just want something to play, then check this out. If you get it for a nice price, but in my opinion, definitely not worth the full value the game is going for, since it's more like a movie than anything. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and fan up, check out my other videos. If you have something to say, put it in the comment. I'm always listening and watching. And the other thing is, remember, gaming is all about fun. As long as you're having fun, that's the most important thing. So remember, game on.
Come on, David. Remember this.
Down to the clouds, where do you crawl? What? The flies eat me! The flies hate me!